believe I shaved my dick for this.
Encourages piracy like no other, especially now that you're probably going to be downloading them whether you follow the law or not. Meanwhile, Steam has remained on top for years now, despite other companies like Tencent through Epic Games throwing billions and billions at trying to unseat them. Despite how many new games they give away, despite how easy pirating is.
Yeah, Slosh. I remember that was one of Dave Landau's first, back when I still watched Tim Pool show. That was one of his first appearances. And it was it was physically painful to watch because Landau just kept throwing out line after line after line, and it was amazing. And Tim is the worst part of his own show. I've always said that, and he just kept going on and on and on and on about whatever politisperging nonsense he does. And of course, the other co-hosts are afraid to say a whole lot because Tim is just steamrolling over everyone else. But like the context of the clip is Tim is saying some like really long politisperging thing about he's like blabbering about, you know, AI is going to do this and that, blah 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 blah, and then Dave just throws out this line out of nowhere.
Can't believe I shaved my dick for this.
And it, like, nobody in the room reacted, but I was cracking up because it was just such a perfect line, just a perfect response to Tim's political blabbering. Yeah, exactly. Stone Toss gets under people's skin so easily. Yeah, he totally does. Yeah, Snap. Tim's still making content. Last year, I think it was last year. Man, time really has flown by. He had a big meltdown when he was having a kid, or he had a kid, and he got married. He got married after his girlfriend got pregnant. And this was actually when Dave Landau was on as well. Not where I got this clip from, but Dave Landau was on when Tim had his meltdown. And he started doing the weirdest things. Like, he was talking about how great middle managers are and how much he feels he needs middle managers. Then he started, like, after that, he, like, fired a bunch of people. He fired that girl Hannah, who I actually liked. She was probably one of the best sidekicks that he had, because she actually had decent takes most of the time. Now she's on the quartering with Melanie Mac, and yeah, she's acting more like Melanie Mac a little bit, but it's not so great. But, you know, back then she was cool. But yeah, he fired her, he fired a bunch of other people, and yeah, it's been weird. Yeah, there's the whole Russian money thing. Yeah, she's flat, Melanie flat. You know, PPP screaming that just lives rent-free in my head. So, so Kay, and Slosh, Tim totally has Matt Walsh sticking the mud energy. Yeah, Slosh, exactly. Hannah is now on the quartering show, but it's not as good. Because when she was on Tim Pool's show, she was like kind of the voice of reason a lot of times, whereas everyone else just kind of stunk, especially Tim. I mean, there's Ian, but Ian's very different. Ian is like this lovable doofus. But she was like actually putting out good takes here and there. Yeah. So with Kay and Jared talked about how Tim Pool was supposedly taking Russian money. Basically, there was this thing called Tenet Media. So Tenet Media, which I'm gonna avoid Wikipedia for that, but I don't know if there's a good source for it. But basically, at least the accusation is, so if you know Lauren Chen, I always liked Lauren Chen because she was really hot. Yes, Kay, that is Ian. I love Ian. Ian was one of the few things that made Tim Pool watchable. So basically, if you know Lauren Chen, she was really hot, and that's probably mostly why I watched her, if I'm being honest. But so she and her husband supposedly took money from Russia, and they started this thing called Tenet Media, where they were buying, allegedly they were buying content from a bunch of people over here. So Tim Pool was one of them. There's also Benny Johnson, Lauren Southern, Dave Rubin, and a couple other people. And so It seems that the creators they bought stuff from didn't really know that they were buying, that they were indirectly working for Russian nationals. So they were unwitting participants. But yeah, so supposedly they did take Russian money, but it seems like Lauren Chen and her husband are the only ones that actually knew about it. And I still don't know all the details with the Lauren Chen situation. She just kind of disappeared after that, so I don't know how much she knew either. Quartering is garbage to listen to. I don't know why people would listen to rambling for hours. Yeah, I listened to the Quartering for a long time, and he rambles a lot. I call him Jeremy Rambly because that's like all he does is ramble on and on and on. But at least he used to do a better job of covering things. Like, he was a decent source of news. Same with Tim Pool. Although Tim Pool doesn't ramble, he just kind of steamrolls. He's just kind of babbling on and on and on. But they were at least good sources of news back then. So that's why I watched them. Let's see. Jeremy's started streaming pipeline. It started down back in 2019 when Marvel came out. Yeah, kind of. For me, I think it was like Geeks and Gamers where it started. Yeah, so for me, it was Geeks and Gamers where I started watching some of this stuff, and then that's how I found a lot of these other people. Their talking points were straight out of Russia Today. Yeah, I suppose so. You found John Slosh. You found John Campia. Isn't that the guy who hunted for Tobey Maguire's dick? Then the G&G crew, then Craig, and now Melee and Yule. Okay, well, I'm glad you found everybody, Slush. Yeah, I mean, I do like Craig. I know people criticize side-scrollers and starting Craig and stuff, but I don't know. I haven't watched side-scrollers in a while, but I still like Craig. I think he's a nice guy. Yeah, exactly. No Campy's hunted for Toby's dick. Yeah, Snap, you used to watch Quartering during the 2017 election. He was a lot better. Yeah, he used to be a lot better. I think he's just started, like, grifting his coffee and stuff a lot. And a lot of times, it seems like when they expand is when these creators get annoying. Same with Tim Pool. He was actually pretty decent, like, 10 years ago. Well, not 10 years ago, because I didn't watch him back then, but, like, yeah, that 2017-ish time. Back when he was mostly just himself. He was pretty good. And now Tim Pool has a porn game. He doesn't actually, but there's a joke about. So I don't know how much of this I can show, but there is a game called Subverse. It's a porn game. But Tim Pool also had a company called Subverse. And so there was like this whole lawsuit situation. And the game actually put in a segment where there's like a crab or a lobster or something with a beanie, and they were literally just mocking Tim Pool. The game isn't very good, but you know, that was a pretty good joke. Yeah, exactly, Kay, you remember that. Yeah. Snap, you just like, oh, Neo doesn't get the hate for Quartering, he's so milquetoast. Yeah, I don't totally hate the Quartering. The problem is that he has had some really boomer takes lately, and that is what has been putting me off. Kind of like with Melanie Mac, but with less energy. Snap, when you say Snap, are you referring to the Quartering who over-sensationalizes things? Is that what you're saying? To me, Jerry says Craig knows what he's doing. Like, isn't it a coincidence? Side schoolers blue. Well, I mean, I think Craig knows what he's doing, but I mean, in terms of like the drama and things like that people criticize him over, I think he's at least maybe I just want to believe people. Maybe I just want to see the good in people, but I think that Craig is trying to be a nice guy. Like when he refused to, with I think there was Short Fat Otaku drama with Kirsha, and then same with the Razor Fist thing when Razor Fist got horribly felted on side scrollers and everyone learned about him being a lolcow, which I had actually known for a while. And Craig wouldn't really criticize them. I think that's because he's just trying to be nice. But, you know, maybe that's just me wanting to believe he's nice. But yeah, Campia also said he wished 30K of his anti-subscribers would F off after the Astrid news from the Dragon movie came out. I was like, okay, you too. Yeah, I never watched John Campia. I don't know anything about him. I've never seen the appeal. I just don't get it. And yes, Kay, either he sued the porn game or he threatened to. Yeah, so that was the lawsuit I was referring to, and then that's why they made fun of him. Is they put a character, first game, Tim Pool. Oh yeah, here you go. Subverse.
Those total losers! I'm going to make them regret they ever messed with Tim Pool.
This is in the game.
You there, bring your weapons and follow us. We're going to kill every last one of these assholes threatening my brand. I spent the last 121 years working without a single day
And they
off
totally
to try
nailed
and
it,
secure
too.
investment for my beanie shopping network, Subverse. And now, some dirty fucking brothel came along and stole my name. Can you believe that shit? Subverse is the perfect name for a beanie shopping network. Why don't people get that? These people try to tell me that I don't have the copyright. I shouldn't need the copyright. I've been shitting out content for Subverse for years. And now, I'm no longer the top search result on the HoloNet. After all my hard work, everyone that looks for my network is just gonna get a face full of alien titties and dongs. I don't want to be associated with porn.
And I think I think Tim also tried to sue his brother over the Subverse trademark too, like his own brother. I think he tried to sue him over that too. Tim Pool's hair came as a shock, but he does rock that beaniness. Yeah. Exactly, Viva Miss. Exactly, Jerry. So, when Tim, and you know what, I might play the Matan Even clip as well, just because it's so good, just 'cause it's so funny. When Tim takes off the beanie, he looks like a man in his 40s who's trying to look young, but with the beanie on, he looks like he could be like in his early 30s. So, like, the beanie really does make him look younger. John's Hood Sandler's clip is amazing. I haven't seen that. Yeah, Snap, exactly. Because, so this game is called Subverse, but Tim also had a company called Subverse, and that is why they made fun of him, because Tim was threatening them with, like, a copyright lawsuit. Yeah, dim fool, yeah. Well, oh yeah, that's a common one, yeah. Nothing wrong with some parody at all. Jeez, Beanie, why so sensitive? Yeah, exactly. HoloNet, that's Mass Effect. Is it? Did they call it the HoloNet, Neo?
What do you mean you think porn is better? That gross shit is for losers. Beanies are way cooler. No wonder I kept finding investors with idiots like you around. You know what? Fuck the brothel. We're gonna kill you first. How could you try to kill me when I'm already trying to kill you first? That is so uncool. I'm gonna talk all about this next time I get on the Bro Bogan podcast.
Bro Bogan.
Oh, and one more thing, fucker. Before I go, don't forget to like and subscribe.
I should clip that and use it. Just this part right here. Just this bit right here.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, I should probably clip that at some point. But yeah, because apparently YouTube really cares about that now. So like and subscribe if you can. Would appreciate it. But yeah, so that's simple. And yeah, since we're on the topic, I'm just gonna pull it up. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna make a note of that. Clip this for like and subscribe. I also need to make an Obama deepfake of that "I am not gay" bit. You know the video I'm talking about, the one where the Law and Order one where the guy goes, "I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men." I need to put Obama's face on that. And his voice. Okay, yeah, see, Neo, I thought so. I thought Mass Effect was something else. It's the extranet. Michael says, I had to drop Melanie Mac. She's too preachy when she decided to go after Sydney Sweet. Oh, yeah, Michael. Yeah, I dropped Melanie Mac a long, long time ago. I only even subscribed to her because the quartering. I know, don't hate me, but the quartering said she was cool. You should subscribe to her. So I was like, okay, I'll check someone out. And then she got all preachy really fast, and then I just dropped it. And especially like when they started, like I know there are people who don't like Smash JT. I personally think he's a really nice guy. Every interaction I've ever had with him has been very positive. But like when like She and Quartering and Razorfist and all those guys were ganging up on Smash JT and trying to attack him just for defending basically the right to consume whatever content you want, that's when they all fell off. Well, Razorfist fell off for me a long time ago, but that's when the rest of them fell off for me. Somebody hasn't put Obama's on that clip. They might have if it's on like Twitter or something, but at least I couldn't find anything like that on YouTube. I can't be a clip in Discord with timestamp. Nice. I might take a look at that later. But yeah, so Matan Even, Tim Pool. he put the bald face in the thumbnail. He changed the thumb. So I saw this like when he put it out, and Tim still had his beanie in the thumbnail, so he changed. Matan changed the thumbnail on Tim, and he even added the Russian flag because he like asks him. He asks him in the show about the Russian stuff. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that Tim had Matan on his channel too. I don't know if I'll watch it just because Tim's kind of annoying. But
Hello,
yeah.
everybody. Welcome back to the podcast.
Oh, here it is.
Hold on. You have to. Can you leave it off?
For a little bit.
Okay.
Correct. Sworn. Pinky.
Matan basically
You're
says
gonna
he'll
take
pay
a
Tim to
hat
take
off.
the
You're
beanie
You're
off.
gonna tell me you didn't tell me when you took the hat off. I know these games. There's no way you're gonna do
I
it.
will take my hat off in this chair right now within 10 seconds if you put that money in my hand.
Wow. I can't believe that happened. Hold on. You have to. Can you leave it off?
For a little bit.
Okay, that's cool. I got like a special.
I'm greasy right now too, though.
You do actually have more hair than I thought you would.
Do I?
Can I have the Pepto-Bismol?
Why?
I have a sudden stomach ache.
I will say this though. I will give props to Tim for actually taking it off and following through. Slosh, I think Tim is pushing 40. So, but he's looked like this for a long time. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Nothing will beat the Matan Sam interview when Sam brought in his army of Indians. It was just so funny. Like I was dying at the 2 for 99, 2 for 99, and then when Sam just like smashed the table, that was amazing. Yeah, I've randomly been watching the Matan's interviews. I don't know if you guys if you guys watch him often enough, you'll notice he's always telling people that he's about to interview some guy named Longneck at the end of every episode. And I thought that was just like a running gag. I didn't think there was a real Longneck, but it turns out that he actually did interview a guy called Longneck at one point. And I guess, and the interview was just so bland and boring that I guess he just made a joke out of it. But yeah. So yeah, I will give Tim some credit for actually taking the beanie off, because, you know, he's usually very afraid to do that. But he puts it on like a minute later.
Well, good on you for doing that.
Yeah, he just puts it right back on.
That was for you, Matan.
I was.
I'll tell you.
The thing is, chat, I was expecting, when he took it off, I was expecting there to be another very small hat. You know, a very small hat. I'm sure you can guess what kind of hat I'm talking about. I was expecting a very small hat underneath the beanie, but he didn't have one. Someone made a Mike fan YouTube channel. They do that cheesy editing with... Yeah. I think I've seen that channel, but you know what? Mike is okay. Mike is okay, but I really miss Viral Flooring. If you remember Viral Flooring, he was the guy who would just... He was the guy who would just sit there and grin the whole time. He was like smiling, and he just had this eternal smile. I miss that guy. Yeah, Slosh, that shows some self-awareness, not a complete loco, exactly. Toucan hat? Toucan hat?